You wanna do something nasty? Hit it!
Right, here's a little update on the 91 Mustang. Got help today from my buddy Ragnar. Did a bunch of stuff. Here's the old air filter box and the air filter. They're going back on the car because I didn't purchase any new open air filter, so I'm gonna keep the stock look or whatever. Here's the new power steering pump that will go on the car, and here's some old bolts. Here's the old smog pump, which we took out. The old alternator is here, and the bracket for the old alternator. Yeah, that's about it. And we haven't put this back on the car because my tool to press off the pulley was too big, so I have to buy a smaller one tomorrow. So yeah, so that's it. Oh yeah, and I started painting some of the stuff for the. Here's one of the pulleys that I'm probably gonna paint it black. Here's the one bracket, and we got a bigger bracket out there, which I also painted. Probably gonna paint those black, just to keep it a bit cleaner, and easier to wipe off. All right, that's it. Oh yeah, that's the old original air filter box that goes into the inner fender. We took that out. Oh yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for more. So here's a little update on the 91 Mustang. We removed the headers. There's one, and the other one is still up in the car. It's loose though, but we had to loosen them to be able to get these off, because they were this sensor was in the way to be able to loosen this nut, and they all 3 out of 4 snapped because they were so rusted out. So yeah, so we're gonna change this exhaust out. I'm just waiting for 2 new catalytic converters. Since we're removing the smog pump, we're not gonna use these. We're just gonna put the new ones down there, and we're gonna put an X. That's the plan, at least. We'll see how it goes. And these upper radiator support clamps, or whatever you want to call it, I removed those today and cleaned them up from the old paint. The paint was just chipping off them, and they looked pretty horrible. So I removed those. I'm gonna paint those black. Here's the old header. Right side, no, sorry, left side, driver side. Here's the engine lift things. They didn't fit on the new headers, so we removed them, but I'm gonna save them. You can modify them, and I mean, if you're gonna pull the motor, you're gonna have to loosen the headers anyway, so yeah, but I'm gonna save those. Gonna clean them up too. paint is chipping off and some surface rust. And here's the radiator or fan shroud. It was kind of looking kind of dull and gray and whatnot, so I cleaned it up and painted it all black. It's cleared, so that's basically ready to go in. Here's an old smog tube, one of them. And here's what my next project in line is to get these two exhaust pipes off from the mufflers. From the mufflers back is it's a bit newer exhaust, and I'm gonna try to keep the mufflers and see how it sounds. I mean, I can swap them out if I want to try to get something, a different sound. We'll see. Yeah, but I'm not looking forward to getting these two off. As you can see, it's pretty rusty and they probably sit pretty hard on there, so yeah. And these these were rusted out, so I'm gonna make some new hangers and weld them on when we're getting the new exhaust on in some kind of rust-free material, because that, I mean, this car is really solid. It's just, I mean, this is basically from the heat and, you know, when exhaust is hot and, you know, when it's wet or whatever. So, but other than that, I think this car, I mean, here's some surface rust, but it's nothing major. The starter, that's a bit rusted out. That's the old header up there. I'm gonna remove it. And this is bolted on the new header, so there's the new header going in. Good clearance with the drive shaft or steering shaft or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with. All right, I want to give you a quick little update. I put some rust prevention primer on a couple of parts, like this brace here. It had some surface rust, so I grinded it down, and yeah, put some rust-proof rust prevention primer. And here's a few more spots that I found some surface rust. This had, the oil pan had pretty, hold on, I'll show you. Put the camera right here. These areas, I don't know if you can see it, these areas here, this was kinda nasty actually. So if I take the motor down at some point, I'll definitely replace this one, but because it felt like it was pretty rusted here, but there's no leaks or nothing like that. So what I did was I grinded the rust off as good as I could and put the rust prevention primer on there. So, and this area as well, there's a little bit rust going on there, but nothing major. And I did on the other side, I did this one as well. I'll show you in a minute. So I did this side as well. I'm gonna paint those black, so it blends in with the rest of the floors. Oh, and here's the most major spot of rust I found on the car. Yeah, that's a hole in the floor right there. So I was thinking about if I would patch it up, but I'm just gonna, since the hole is so small and it doesn't affect anything really, so I'm just gonna fill it up with some steel bondo just over there, so it yeah, so it doesn't leak in water or whatnot. So yeah, that's the worst rust that I found on the car so far. But yeah, I went over the whole car, and I mean, there's nothing like these areas, and these were not even in a bad condition. They basically just had surface rust, and the rust-proof material that was on there, just grinded it off because it was peeling off anyway. So that's what I ended up doing. All right, welcome back to the last piece of the smog pump puzzle. Sorry I didn't do any recording of this, so I just have some pictures. But what I ended up doing is I forgot to order, when I ordered lots of stuff from LMR, I forgot to order these smog pump delete plates that you screw on the back of the motor on the block. And I thought they were kind of expensive as well, and I didn't want to pay them and shipping to Sweden, and it would take some time. So what I ended up doing was taking the old brackets from the smoke pump system, and I cut the old smoke pump tubes off, and I ordered a stainless steel rod that gonna go inside the motor where the smoke pump brackets were mounted on the motor, and I put them in the smoke pump brackets, and I welded them in there, and I filled out the whole hole, as you can see, where the old tube went in the brackets. And after I did that, I cut off the stainless steel rod, so it's just like a small plug that goes into the block to the motor. So yeah, it came out pretty good, I think. And yeah, the good thing is that it's on the back of the motor and no one ever will see it. So except for all you guys that watching this video, you're gonna know it's there. So, but I don't mind. They're doing what they're supposed to. So all right, just wanted to show you what I did. Okay, peace. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.